In the mid-1800s, Nathan Selee operated a mill that was inherited to him by his father, John. Nathan Selee was accused of being a wizard and performing dark magic and Satanism. The locals who lived near and around the old mill claimed he employed demonic imps to assist him work in the middle of the night. Rumors circulated that he had even summoned the devil himself one rainy night before he was chased by the dark entity, leaving behind eerie hoof prints in the mud that are still said to be there to this day. The fate of Nathan Selee following this chilling encounter remains a mystery. His family's final resting place is a short walk down the road from where the mill once was, but Nathan isn't buried there. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Horror Roadside Show. Today we are in Easton, Massachusetts, visiting the grave of Nathan Selee, which is technically not his grave, it's his father's grave, but we're going to get into that story. This is filled with devils and imps and creepy dark wizardry, right? Guys, go check out our merch. We have new merch, awesome merch. Go check it out. The link will be in our description, or you can go to thehorrorroadsideshow.com and go right there and buy a nice hoodie or a cool hat.
My hoodie.
Or Jenna's hoodie.
I love the bag.
The sweater, not a hoodie. So go buy one if you want one for yourself. Also, we have a Patreon. If you want to help us, help support us, we can get into locations and tell you the history and the stories that we're interested in, and we like to share them. So join our Patreon. We have special Patreon members footage that you can watch too if you become a member. So guys, that being said, let's do it. So check this out. This is the sign that they put up. I think it says 1999 maybe, or the land, but it says the site of the sawmill built by John Selee in the 18th century and continued by his son Nathan, a wizard who purportedly used satanic imps to run the mill at night. Easton Conservation Commission. So he, on this property right here, this is 6.6 acres of land. I think it's private property too. I don't see any signs that say no trespassing. If not, I may run in there, take a peek around. But it said that on the land around here is where he would have the mill and he would have the imps working for him at night. And all the people around noticed that he was having these strange hours of operation. And somewhere on this property is where he was doing satanic rituals and conjuring spirits and conjuring the devil, satanic worshiping. And one night, lightning struck as he was worshiping somewhere on the property, and he ran, and he said he was being chased by the devil himself, and that his footprints are seen on some of the rocks here. I gotta check that out. I think it belongs to these people here. And then it's like 6 acres that go all the way in the back. And supposedly you see the devil's footprints on the rocks that are back here. There's like a few rocks.
We'll find some stock photos online because I don't feel like getting
busted again. We got busted by the cops
a couple weeks
ago, so we don't want to do that again.
And this is private property, so.
Yeah, don't trespass. On here somewhere, the devil himself was running through these woods.
Supposedly. And, you know, I mean, I gotta say, New England has some pretty cool folklore, lore.
Yeah.
You know, some rich history. You know, history is sometimes good, sometimes bad. but regardless, it's history.
And this area is all part of the Bridgewater Triangle, which we have our playlist dedicated to the Bridgewater Triangle. You guys should go and check that out. Maybe I'll put the card right here, maybe. But go check that out, all about the Bridgewater Triangle. This is a good part of it. And what happens is it was all Indian land, which belonged to the Wampanoag tribe. And that they claimed that this land was spiritual, it was holy. And they had these, not imps, because imps are satanic, but they had these creatures called pukwudgies. You know, and I think I believe in them. I think they're interdimensional. Who knows?
Aren't they like more of like the mischievous, more...
Yeah,
they're not like
picture like a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, but smaller, and they throw rocks, they play tricks on you,
rocks
they
were
steal
thrown at
they
John
steal
and
things.
Candy at the
Yep, and we have experiences with some of that at the Fall River State Forest, so go check that video out. But stick around, we're going to talk about this story. So yeah, somewhere on this property was the mill.
Yeah, and this was, the sign was put up in 1999 as probably not a memorial, but just a landmark.
Yeah, it's
You know?
definitely a site. You
And
know,
he's
it's
buried. John Seelee's buried right over here. And the funny thing is, you know, Nathan disappeared.
And it says it on the same side. It says the same thing on the other side. Like a cardinal, carving of a cardinal. I wonder where the mill is. I know somebody came here before.
Yeah.
And they did a video on it, and they walked in the back over this way, and they saw some of the bricks and some of the old mill.
Yeah.
Because there's like a stream that runs through it. So I don't know what kind of mill it was. I can try to look that up, research that, find out what the mill was used for, the purpose. But it's very hard to park over here, guys. This is a very residential area, you know, so you have to pull over to the side, and there it is, this little sign right here. But up ahead this way is where John Selee is buried. Now, he's the one who built the mill. It was run by him. And then when he was getting ill and older, he had his son Nathan take over. And that's when everything went crazy. Everything went south from there when Nathan took over, because he was into satanic and black magic. So let's go and check out the cemetery right now and pay our respects to John Selee and talk a little bit more about the story. So right now we're just looking for the grave of John Selee. Nathan?
Yeah.
So Nathan's not actually buried there, because nobody knows what happened to Nathan. After that night, I believe it was, maybe after that night he ran from the devil. Something spooked him out of this town. Maybe even the townspeople chased him out from here. But he's not even buried there.
No, it says erected in memory.
What do you think happened to him?
I don't
Because he went missing, so
And
maybe...
look at how far off the side he is.
How far off to the side?
He's like
Yeah, so he's this one right here,
In
the
the
slanted
corner.
one. We're going to go over there in a second. But right now we're trying to find where John Selee, who is his father, who is actually buried here. We're going to find that. So here's where Nathan is supposed to be. Yeah, Nathan Selee, in memory of. So it's just in memory of. It's not even like he's buried here. It's kind of crazy that they don't know what happened to him. I think maybe the townspeople just chased him out. Or maybe something really spooked him. Maybe that devil encounter really spooked him. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
It's not over there.
It's not over there. Let me walk over around this way.
Yeah.
I'll check that back one. Alright, so I'm now looking for his father, John Selee. And all this took place in the 18th century. You know, it's crazy. A lot of history. This is New England. We're in eastern Massachusetts. There's a lot of history in this part, especially where the Bridgewater Triangle is. Let's see. Sarah Selee. William Britton. And Sarah Selee right there. Mother. 1862 she died. So let's look for John's. Emery Reed, erected in memory of Mrs. Emery B. Reed, who died October 13th, 1849, aged 20 years. Alright, so this is the grave right now of John Selee, and it says John A. Selee died June 4th, 1882, aged 64 years, 2 months, 5 days. So this is the father of Nathan. And we were looking around, we were over here. I skipped this, was over at that one. I read this, I read one of those, that one in the back there, that one. I read that to you. And oddly enough, there's the memorial for Nathan. And then here he is right here. And I was already over there, I was all the way over there looking. So here it is.
It's a weird story.
It's really weird.
It's a really weird story.
Like imps. And you didn't know what that was, right?
I had no idea of that term and what it meant up until, like, what, a week ago?
Yeah. They're like these little ghoulish creatures that... You remember the movie, like, Little Nicky? All the things in the hoods. And they're like, ugh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
Those... Those are imps. They're just like these little workers, slave, demons, demonic creatures, small, and all they do is work. So if you're ever in Easton, Massachusetts, make sure to stop by the John Selee Cemetery.
Town of Easton, Mass. 1836.
Alright, so come check out the cemetery, pay your respects to John Selee. And go further down the road here is where the sign is. Not far at all, you can actually walk over. There's the sign. And that's the property where the mill was built. And the very same woods that Nathan was chased through the woods with the devil, from the devil. And he had his imps working for him on the mill. And all these people, not these, probably not,
No, well,
not these people, but
people.
The locals. Caught on.
Time, yes.
Yep, they caught on to him. They didn't like what he was doing, and they probably banished him, or maybe he fled. Whatever happened scared him, but they say that the footprints are said to be on the property over there. So
Yeah. Yep.
all right, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We got some really good big paranormal episodes coming. These are just filler vlogs, little cool local tales.
Oh, look, it's starting to snow.
And it's starting to snow. Like a perfect ending. Perfect ending to a video. So guys, thanks for watching. Remember, stay spooky. Peace.